Have you ever looked at all these game modes and wondered, what am I actually supposed to do here? Should you spend your raid tickets? Should you farm seasoning dungeons? What exactly is Tower Rift? And why is everyone talking about Abyss dungeons? In this video, I'll explain every major dungeon and raid in CookieRun, Tower of Adventures, what they are, what rewards they give, and why you should care. Let's begin. Let's start with normal raids. These are multiplayer boss battles where you team up with other players to defeat powerful enemies. Think of them as the main source of your equipment progression. Raids consume raid tickets. The stronger the raid difficulty you clear, the better your rewards become. You'll earn things like equipment fragments, weapon schematics, and raid chests that can contain powerful gear. If you're a new player, just don't rush into the highest difficulty immediately. Instead, play the highest level you can, clear comfortably. Learn the boss patterns, dodge the attacks, and focus on surviving, because a living cookie deals more damage than a defeated one. If you want stronger gear, you should never ignore your raids. Now let's talk about seasoning dungeons. These are the dungeons you'll visit almost every day. They use heart jellies as stamina, and each dungeon gives different upgrade materials. Hexagon Bee Forest. This dungeon gives you EXP potions. You'll use these to level up your cookies. Your objective here is simple. Destroy the giant beehive as quickly as possible. If you're building new cookies frequently, this dungeon becomes extremely important. Hankster Hideout. Need more coins? This is where you go. Your goal is to defeat as many enemies as possible within the time limit. The more points you score, the higher your rank. Coins disappear surprisingly quickly in Tower of Adventures, especially when you're upgrading multiple cookies. So don't neglect this dungeon. Ascensionite Mine. This dungeon provides Ascensionite. These materials are used to ascend your cookies, allowing them to break level caps and become stronger. Unlike the other dungeons, your objective here isn't defeating everything. Instead, you must protect the excavator from waves of enemies. There are different elemental mines. So, farm the element your favorite cookie needs. Next up, Tower Rift. This is one of the most valuable game modes in the entire game. Tower Rift consists of several waves of enemies, followed by a mini-boss encounter. Each day, the recommended element changes. Using that element gives you helpful bonuses, so why should you care? Because Tower Rift rewards are amazing. You can obtain special equipment fragments, artisan's sugar, equipment, and most importantly, scrolls of potential. These scrolls are essential for improving your equipment even further. Tower Rift also uses its own tickets, which regenerate daily. Because attempts are limited, you should try to use all your entries every day. Skipping Tower Rift means delaying your long-term progression. Finally, let's talk about Abyss dungeons. These are designed for players looking for an additional challenge. The enemies are tougher, the mechanics become more demanding, and proper team building becomes increasingly important. Abyss dungeons are not something you need to rush immediately. If you're still developing your roster, focus on strengthening your main team first. Once your cookies are properly geared, Abyss content becomes much more manageable. Treat Abyss dungeons as an endgame goal, not a race. Progress at your own pace. And don't be discouraged if you can't clear everything right away. What should beginners prioritize? If you're wondering what to focus on every day, here's a simple priority list. First, use your Tower Rift entries. Second, complete your normal raids. Third, Farm the seasoning dungeon materials you currently need. And finally, challenge Abyss dungeons when your account is strong enough. Trying to build every cookie at once is one of the biggest mistakes new players make. Focus on one core team, invest in them, and expand your roster gradually. And that's everything you need to know about the major dungeons and raids in CookieRun, Tower of Adventures. Hopefully, you now know exactly where your stamina and tickets should go. If this guide helped you, consider subscribing to November Rain for more CookieRun guides, tips, and future updates. Let me know in the comments which game mode you struggle with the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.